the president and founder of PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Hi, Ingrid.
Hi there.
Tell us where you're from and a little bit about your background and perhaps the motivating event that started all of this.
Oh, that's a tall order. Well, I was born in England and I spent my growing up years in India, which is, I think, where my eyes were open to what happens with animals. But there it happens on the street in front of you. So you see terrible cruelties, starving animals, and so on. But here it's all hidden away in places where you don't see it, and so you think perhaps it doesn't exist, but it does. I came here some years ago, and 30 years ago, I founded People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals because I wanted to be able to show people what goes on in laboratories, on factory farms, on the fur trap lines, behind the big top in the circus where the elephants are kept and the big cats are kept, and say, now don't be depressed about all this, but here are the things you can do to stop those cruelties.
Right. I love how you look at the problem straight in the face, and you know, you have such a kind way about you, but you tell it like it is, and I love that quality. Yeah, I think that's a great way to face problems, just straight on.
I think it's very important that people know exactly what they're supporting, because it's so easy to turn a blind eye. You know, the people who sell you hamburgers or turkey sandwiches or a fur coat certainly don't want you to see how the animal became that item, that dead thing. They want it to be glamorous and interesting and addictive to you. They want you to want it. And so, of course, the blood and the guts and the pain and the suffering is hidden. And I think it's our duty to know, if we're consumers, exactly what we're supporting. So I do believe being straightforward is the way to go.
I think it makes us feel good. I know it makes me feel good too, to be responsible for our actions, whatever they may be. I think what you're doing is actually empowering. People might be a little shaken up or offended at first, but ultimately I think we all want, you know, to not suffer and not feel pain. We all want our families, and so I think what you're doing is very wonderful.
I agree with you that we're not children, we're grown-ups, and if we should be treated like grown-ups, and we should know exactly what we're getting into, and then we can make informed decisions. So there's something very empowering about knowing that you were supporting something cruel, even unwittingly, you didn't mean to, and now you can support something kind.
Right, exactly.
It's great.
Exactly. I was wondering, and I'm sure you do, but your vegan world vision, kind of maybe what you'd like to see happen in the future, if you could put it into words.
Well, it's happening bit by bit, slowly, especially with young people. You know, the colleges now have vegan cafeteria lines. Young people don't want to be seen dead in fur. They have pleather instead of leather. And they're very environmentally conscious. And of course, if you care about the earth, then you just have to change your habits. So the young are fantastic. They're going to be the next generations. And I think they're not going to have grown up as I did and generations after me did, thinking of animals as just things that we could make into hamburgers or handbags or tools for research or toys. They're going to know from all the studies coming out that animals are thinking, feeling, wonderful individuals.
Awesome. That's great. And that's actually my vision too.
Oh, good. Well, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, just that everyone is respected, you know, all creatures. Live and breathe and have a will to live. I hope that is granted. Yeah.
Grand.
So, is there anything else you'd like to add or tell?
Well, I think people have no idea how powerful they are. There's the power of the purse. Because every time you go shopping, whether it's for a meal, a piece of clothing, entertainment, a product to wash your hair with, whatever it is, you can help animals or you can hurt them. And so it's wonderful to know, to download those cruelty-free shopping lists from the web. We even have an app now you can use in the grocery store or the pharmacy to tell you which products are tested on animals and which aren't, which have animal ingredients and which don't, you know, all those bits and pieces like placenta and so on. And so you can choose. And that, I think, is extremely important, because if you give $10 or $100 or $1,000 a year to a humane society or to PETA, that's great. But if you go to the stores and your whole life you spend all your income on things that hurt animals, it's paying somebody to do things you'd never do, you wouldn't feel good about doing. So I believe that it's great to empower yourself to go out and be a kind consumer.
That's right, money does talk, so awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much. It means so much to me. This is actually my very first interview for the show, for the Veg Out show, and to have you be the very first interview is amazing. It's so, and I've wanted to meet you for a very long time, just because I have so many ideas, and you're, I just, like I said, I love the way you go about doing things, and you're very humble, and you get the job done, that's for sure. And sometimes I can be meek, and I don't know, you've just been very inspiring, so I've wanted to meet you and share my ideas, and we don't really have time to share all of them, but maybe one day. And I've often thought I'd love to come work with you there in Virginia.
We'd love to have you.
Or even if we could set up a PETA here in Las Vegas.
That's going to be up to you.
Oh, hear that?
Well, I'm sure that every time you speak to somebody, you feel more able to speak to the next person, and you learn something from that experience. And I do think that even if people turn their back on you, and even if people say, oh, I don't want to hear that, you've planted a seed, and that's all that matters. It's great.
Right. I love that too, because I know I don't like to be told what to do, but when the information is out there, or a seed has planted, like someone enlightened me, and I really hope to enlighten many
people. You
Yes.
will. Absolutely. I can see it in you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just one last thing I'd like to add, you are, to me, like the modern day Mother Teresa.
Oh.
You really are.
That's very kind. I just do my little part, and I wouldn't be able to do any of it if there weren't so many people doing their part too.
Right.
An army of the kind.
Right, that's right. Soldier for
Thank you.
Thank you, May. Give you a hug. Thank you so much.
All right. Are we happy?
Thank you.
Oh.
It's Anima with Veg Out. Thanks for joining us.